For this recipe, you will need 1 pound of elbow pasta, a half a cup of unsalted butter, a half of a cup of all-purpose flour, 4 cups of milk, 1/10 of a teaspoon of ground nutmeg, 8 ounces of cream cheese, which is equivalent to 250 grams, 1½ cups of grated old cheddar, 1 cup of grated Swiss cheese, and a half a cup of breadcrumbs. Make sure they're dry. Oh, and also for this recipe, I'm adding some bacon bits because that's going to be super tasty. The tools that you will be needing is a large pot, a grating device, a wooden spoon, a colander, a small bowl, and a deep baking dish. The first step that you're going to do is put your oven on 350 and let it preheat. The next step that you're going to do is fill a pot of water up until the rim here, and then put the water on the stove and bring it to a boil. Place your burner on high. Add some salt to your water. Adding salt to your water will help make your water boil a lot more fast. Don't forget to add the lid and make sure it's covered. This will also help the boiling process be a lot more speedy. Please get 4½ cups of your macaroni, and you're going to add it to your boiling water. Remember to stir your noodles. That way your noodles don't stick in your pot. Feel free to stir your noodles around, and you can even add more salt to prevent your noodles from sticking together. You can even turn your stove down to medium. That way your water doesn't boil over. Put your wooden spoon on top of your pot just like so, and it will even help prevent bubbles from overflowing. Ready for a grating party? I am. Remember, we're using 1½ cups of old cheddar. Grab your grater and also grab your bowl. Alright, are you ready to grate? Let's grate our cheese, grate our cheese, grate our cheese. And I have OCD, so let's turn the cheese around and make sure that the cheese is even. And we're gonna keep going until we have 1½ cups of grated old cheddar. You get your measuring cup out. That way you know you exactly have 1½ cups. I have a little bit more, but that's okay. Just dump that cheese right back into the bowl. Alright, who's ready for Swiss cheese grating time? Gotta get some Swiss cheese and grate it, yeah. Who loves Swiss cheese? I do. Alright, here we go. Are you guys gonna let me know when I have 1 cup of Swiss cheese? Is that 1 cup? Let's take a look. Almost. We just need a little bit more. Your friends can help you. Children, get those hands ready for grating the cheese. Alright, that should be good. And simply add it into your bowl. Perfect. Now we're going to use a half a cup of unsalted butter. Luckily, the butter has lines here, so you know where to cut it. 1/4 plus another quarter is equals to a half a cup. So all you're going to do is take your knife and follow the line here, and that's a half a cup. And simply push down. Make sure you're going in a straight line. I'm going to put a half a cup of butter in a medium pot and let it come to a melt. Once the butter is fully melted, you are going to put a half cup of flour in the mixture. Is that a half cup? Almost. There we go. There's a half cup. You can use your wooden spoon to help the butter melt. Make sure your heat is on medium-high. This will help your butter melt a lot more fast. You can even flip the butter around if you're feeling fun. Kids, you guys can help with this step too. It's very easy and it's really fun. Watching the butter melt is like a science experiment. Once your butter is fully melted, add your flour inside the mixture. You can go slowly and mix at the same time. You want to wait 5 minutes prior to adding any other ingredients. Get your milk out. You're now going to measure out 4 cups of milk. 1, 2, and simply add it into the butter and flour mixture. 3. Oh, so close! It's okay if you don't have exactly 4. Simply use your wooden spoon to combine all the ingredients together. Once your noodles are al dente, just like this, it's time to strain them in the colander. Put your colander in the sink and slowly pour the water out of your pot. It's okay if all the noodles don't come out, especially if your colander is a little small like mine is. It's now time to get 1/10 of a teaspoon of nutmeg. Well, I'm just going to use my fingers and simply get a pinch of nutmeg. Maybe 2 pinches. And put it right into my mixture. Use my wooden spoon to mix everything together. Make sure that this mixture does not have any lumps. If it does, simply turn the heat up. Or just keep stirring until the lumps are gone. It's now time to get your bowl of cheese. Simply add all of your grated cheese into this mixture. Just like so. Then we're going to stir on medium heat until all of the cheese is melted. Grab your noodles from your colander and simply add them back in your pot, just like so. Then what you're going to do is take this really awesome sauce mixture, give it a little stir, and simply add it inside of your much larger pot. Just like so. Don't forget to turn your element off. Wow, this sauce is really cheesy and it looks very good. You're gonna stir your noodles around until every noodle is saturated with your cheesy sauce. Now it's time to get your bacon bits. Open up your bacon bits and simply pour them on top of your noodles. Give them a little stir. There's no such thing as too little or too much bacon bits. So if you'd like, you can even use half this bottle or a third of the bottle, whatever your preference. Totally forgot to add the cream cheese to the liquid mixture. So we're gonna add the cream cheese now inside of this. You can use your wooden spoon to break it apart. And you can even turn your stove on to help it melt a little bit. Your mac is super cheesy now. Take your pot, bring it over to your deep baking dish, and then slowly add it into your baking dish. This recipe is enough for 8 people. Lots of leftovers here. Simply smooth out your mac and cheese. Stir out a half a cup of breadcrumbs. Half a cup. And then slowly add it to the top of your mac and cheese mixture. Seems like an awful lot, but this is what the recipe calls for. Woo! Breadcrumbs are us. You're now going to add your mac and cheese mixture into your oven. Open your oven up. Grab your mac and cheese mixture. Place it on the middle oven rack. Right in the middle. Then set your timer for 30 minutes. While you're waiting the 30 minutes, feel free to clean up after all of the wonderful utensils that you use for this recipe. All of this is luckily going into my dishwasher. For your items that don't fit in your dishwasher or go in your dishwasher, prepare yourself a sink of water and soap and simply hand wash them. Okay guys, get your rubber mitts. Open up your stove. Woohoo! Get your mac and cheese out. We'll lift with legs, not with back. You're now going to let your mac and cheese rest for the next 10 to 15 minutes prior to serving. Bon appetit! I hope you have a great dinner tonight. Thank you for joining Odawa Indigenous EarlyON cooking show.